everyone, Professor K here, and we're back with a tutorial on how to get your repositories from GitHub into VS Code. Now, if you haven't already watched the last video, which was connecting VS Code to GitHub, make sure you watch that because there are some important steps that you can't skip, including installing Git. If you don't know what that means, go back and watch that video. Now's the time to do it. However, I'm going to assume that you've already gone through that, and now you're ready to actually work on one of your assignments in VS Code. So you might have noticed that when I went to clone my repository and clone from GitHub in VS Code, it only showed my personal repositories. And this is something I noticed at the last video. I can't actually pick from this list and edit one of my assignments. I need to get it from the GitHub Classroom repo, Professor Kloje. So instead of picking from this list, in order to go through and actually have one of these repositories clone over, one of my assignments clone over, and I'm just gonna kind of exit out of this by clicking out. What I need to do is go to clone repository, and then you'll notice above this there's actually some text that says you can provide the repository URL or pick a repository source. So instead of picking clone from GitHub, what I'm actually going to do is open up my repository, grab this URL, and then just paste it in here. And right now I'm cloning Your Favorite Recipe parts 1 and 2, my own assignment for that. So I hit enter. Again, it's going to ask me where I want to store these files on my computer. Remember, this is a local copy of your repository. So even though it's coming from GitHub, until you push it back up to GitHub, I'm not going to be able to see your changes. I'm going to keep mine nice and tidy in a GitHub folder over here. And this GitHub folder is just right on my desktop. So I'm going to select repository location, and it's gone through and cloned it. And now I can just go ahead and open this repository. Perfect. So everything's all great and dandy here. Now let's take a look at our GitHub just to kind of remember some of the terminology that we might need to use while working on this project. So remember that this here is a repository, Your Favorite Recipe parts 1 and 2, Ashley Kloje. It's a whole set of your code. Inside a repository, you can have what are called branches, different versions of your code. And we like to open branches each time we create a new feature. So for example, you're working on adding your favorite recipe assignment stuff to this repository. So in the background, you've been working with Glitch. And what Glitch does is it automatically takes a copy of this repository, creates a new branch over on glitch.com, and then sends it back here. So you've actually been doing this process of working with branches kind of without knowing it. With each branch comes a pull request. And these pull requests actually do the auto grading for us. So this is where you go for auto grading, and this is where I give you your feedback. Pull requests are really great because that's how we talk to each other and review each other's code. So what do we need to know from this? First of all, we need to know that there are 2 branches in each assignment. Everybody has the same 2 branches right now, main and glitch. Main is my copy of this assignment. It's your starter files. So what we really need to be sure is that we're working on the glitch branch, the same branch you've been working on. So let's go back to VS Code now that we understand that and take a look at how you go about making sure you're on the correct branch. So over here, 3rd tab down, that's always going to be your source control. By default, this isn't going to give you a lot of information. So right now, one thing I want you to do is just click on these 3 little dots and go to Views and Show Source Control Repositories. This gives you a little bit more information on what's going on. First of all, you can see what your repository is. You can also see what branch you're working on. And then you have a couple of UI elements that will help you with the process of committing your code, saving the change to Git, and then pushing the code, making sure it's available to GitHub. So the number one thing I can see right now is that we're not on the correct branch. Always check before you do any work that you're on the right branch. You never want to be on main. Make sure that you click and then switch to your glitch branch. So when you're working with GitHub, when you're working with Git, there's this kind of idea that you're working with an origin, the stuff on GitHub, and then your local repository, the stuff on your computer. So when I go to click on this branch, ignore all the words here. You want to kind of look for glitch. And notice that glitch has an origin in front of it. That means it's the code for the glitch branch out on GitHub. So we don't actually want to be directly editing this. We want to create our own new branch and connect it up to this origin glitch branch. So we're going to select create new branch from. And you're just going to call this glitch, same as that. And then you are going to click origin/glitch. And now you can see that we have glitch over here, correct branch. Nothing has changed yet. Source control only looks at your changes, what has changed in your code. So you didn't see anything switch here because this isn't where like the files are. Your files are back up in here. And now when I take a look and I see, okay, what's going on in here? What are my actual files? Here I now have glitch assets, GitHub, and index.html. And this is going to match the exact same set of code that's on GitHub. So if I go from main to glitch, I can see it has GitHub, glitch assets, readme, and index.html. Perfect. If I were to go back to source control and I were to go and switch this branch by clicking, and then notice I now have a glitch and a main, my local branches, just like I have a glitch and a main out on github.com. Now we can go back to main and just get a feel for this. Get a feel for switching branches, switching versions of your code. Here, look, this is the older version with the package lock. Switch from main back to glitch. Take a look at the files. Now this is the glitch version. This is the one we're actively working on. So it's really important to remember that you are working on the correct branch. Make sure that you have the correct branch. Now, let's try making an actual change to our code and pushing that back up to GitHub. So I'm going to demonstrate here. On index.html, I am going to add, underneath recipe for disaster, a new subheading called introduction. You can see by going to GitHub and making sure that you are on the glitch branch in code, that if we go to index.html, there is no h2 here right now, and that's what we're going to add. So let's give this a try. h2. And you'll see that VSCode works a little differently. It does some auto-completing. It's nice. It feels a little nicer to work in. And we're just going to call this introduction. And now, when we save, watch over here. See how there's now a little one by your source control tab? That's because there's now one change that it's detected. One change to index.html. Now, if we were to go back to GitHub right now, even though we've saved it, even though we've changed it, notice there is no introduction here. That's because we haven't actually gone through the act of committing and pushing it yet. So in order to make these changes happen, what you are going to do is you are going to put in a message that talks about the change you made, update the subheading for introduction. Glitch was doing this before for you. Anytime you saw updated with glitch, that was the commit message. Commit messages help you remember what your code was like at a particular point in time so that you can jump back to it. I'll show you what that looks like on GitHub. You also need to make sure that you stage the changes. Say, this is the change I want to show up. I like to, if you just go ahead and click this, let's see if we've got a stage all button here. It's a toggle view mode, refresh. Oh, I was hoping we'd have a stage all changes here. Boo. Let's just click that. Okay, perfect. And now we can see that under stage changes, we have index.html. Sometimes you might want to break things up into multiple commits, and that's why there is this level of this kind of idea of stage changes versus unstaged. But realistically, you don't need to know about that right now. All you need to know is that it's important to make sure your stages are staged before you commit. So now go ahead and click the checkbox to commit. Now we've committed. Git knows about this change. But again, if we go back to GitHub and we refresh, no change here yet. We don't see introduction here yet. There is one final step to get this onto GitHub, and that is to do what's called pushing the branch. In Git, we have the concept of pushing changes out, and pulling, bringing changes in. So what you need to know about this is that you basically have two copies of your code at any given time, one on your computer and one on GitHub. And that means you can do lots of stuff and really play around on VS Code on your computer and not really mess things up until you actually go to push the changes. In fact, you can always fix things up on your computer. You've always got a backup up on GitHub. You're safe. That's what version control is all about. So in order to get these changes out to GitHub, we need to push them. Now, how do we push them? We can go to Publish Changes. It'll synchronize, and that will work. The other way that we can do it is using these three little dots and just say push. And that does the exact same thing. Now let's verify that that worked by going to GitHub, making sure we're in code, in glitch, and in the file we changed, and just double checking that this worked. Let's refresh, and now we see introduction here. So that's how you go through and you update your code in VS Code. Now, after you've done all this, you might say, well, how do I go and preview it now? Remember that you can always open this file up in a browser. So I like to just, sometimes there's like a reveal in Finder if you right click something. I just like to use that as a shortcut to getting to the right place. And now you can see I'm in the GitHub folder where I put my repository. Just double click it, and that's going to open it up right in Firefox. And now I can see it right here. And I can do all my coding, resizing, everything I need to right from the browser. Really, really handy. So with that, that's how you go through and you're going to update your assignments using VS Code. If you're ready to go ahead and do that, start giving it a try. By the time we get to the midterm of this class, you should be comfortable with VS Code and with managing branches in GitHub, at least 2. And the reason why is because collaboration and working on branches is really important in your final project, because you'll be working with someone else, you'll be working with another developer. So we're going to go through that in more depth, but for now, give this a try. See if you can, 1, connect to GitHub, and 2, bring your existing changes from glitch in. So again, remember, you don't want to overwrite your changes, you don't want to do something that will muck it up. You want to bring your changes in from that glitch branch, and then making sure you're on the correct branch. Go through, make one small edit, commit the changes, push them back up. See if you can get that process going. It becomes really natural after a while, but the first time it'll take a few minutes to explain, just like it took me a few minutes to explain in this video. Give it a try and let me know how it goes. I'll see you later.